to the eye of the spiritual man or adept. The matter of the plane becomes receptive to positive force for the feminine, or Deva aspect, being negative, becomes responsive to the positive energy of the heavenly man. This energy, finding the line of least resistance, pours into the substance of the plane, or the substantial body of the Deva lords. Owing to the receptive condition of this body, it follows certain lines, and produces definitely constructive results. Constructive results transpire in the negative etheric matter of the plane, and on the 4 higher subplanes. On the lower 3, a contrary effect is produced, and the energy of the heavenly man will lead to the destruction of form, preparatory to the building work. The building ever originates on, and proceeds from, etheric levels. Cataclysms of a worldwide nature will occur during the next 1,000 years. Continents will be shaken. Lands will be raised and submerged, culminating in the profound material disaster which will overtake the world towards the close of the 4th branch race of the 6th subrace. This will usher in the infant 6th root race. The Devas of the ethers, with which we are most concerned, will be affected in several ways, and the results upon the other evolutions will be far-reaching. We must remember always that the Devas are the qualities and attributes of matter, the active builders, who work consciously or unconsciously upon the plane. Here I would point out that all the Devas of the higher levels of the mental plane, for instance, and of the systemic planes from there on to the center, the divine plane, the plane of the Logos, sometimes called Adi, cooperate consciously, and are of high rank in the system, and of position equal to all the ranks and grades of the hierarchy from a first degree initiate up to, but not including, the Lord of the world himself. Below these higher levels, where the concrete is touched, we have lesser grades of Devas who work unconsciously, with the following exceptions, who are conscious forces, and entities and of high position. A. The Raja Lord of the plane. B. 7 Devas who work under him, and are the entities who inform the matter of the 7 subplanes. C. 14 representatives of the rays, who cycle into and out of power, according to the ray, waxing or waning. D. 4 Devas who are the plane representatives of the 4 Maharajas, the lords of karma, and are the focal points for karmic influence in connection with man. The 4 Maharajas are the dispensers of karma to the heavenly men, and thus to the cells, centers, and organs of his body necessarily. But the whole system works through graded representatives. The same laws govern these agents of plane karma as govern the systemic and cosmic, and during plane manifestation they are, for instance, the only unit in form permitted to pass beyond the plane ring pass not. All other units in manifestation on a plane have to discard the vehicle through which they function, before they can pass on to subtler levels. See types of karma. We might here enumerate the different types of karma, even though we have not the time to enlarge upon the subject. A book by itself of vast proportions could not contain all that might be said. We should bear in mind that karma is imposed upon the ensouling entity through the medium of matter or of substance itself, which is colored by it, and that this matter or substance is intelligent material composed of Deva essence. Cosmic karma imposed upon the solar logos from outside of the system. Systemic karma, the working out by the logos of effects set in motion in previous kalpas, and which influence his present type of body. Planetary karma, the individual karma of a heavenly man, which is just as different from that of another heavenly man, as is the karma of the different members of the human family. The karma of the chain, which is bound up in the life experience of that entity who ensouls a chain, and is a center in the body of a heavenly man, in the same sense as a heavenly man within his scheme is a center in the body of the solar logos. Glow karma, the individual destiny of the entity who is a center in the body of the ensouling life of the chain. These 5 existences above enumerated, who are worked upon by karma, are all cosmic and solar lords of light, who achieved intelligence and passed through the human kingdom many kalpas ago. Plane karma. This is inextricably mixed up with the karma of the planetary logos and of the Rajalord, and is dependent upon the interplay between these two opposite poles, the masculine and feminine aspect of the divine hermaphrodite. The karma of a subplane, or the destiny of certain lesser entities who manifest through these planes. In these two types of karma, we have what one might term the karma of the hierarchies, as it has been brought about since the manifesting of the solar system. It is the result of the past of this system, and not so much the working out of effects originating in previous solar systems. The karma of the kingdoms of nature as we know them on our planet. A. The mineral kingdom. B. The vegetable kingdom. C. The animal kingdom. This is necessarily the karma of the different lunar lords who ensoul these kingdoms, and who are working out their purposes through them. We must note that we have touched therefore upon cosmic, solar, and lunar karma. In the latter is hid the great mystery of the moon, and her place in the planetary scheme. The karma of the human hierarchy 156 in the preceding births. It is of three kinds. 1. Sankita karma. 2. Prarabdha karma. 3. Agami karma. Sankita karma includes human merits and demerits accumulated in the preceding and in all other previous births. That portion of the Sankita karma destined to influence human life in one or the present incarnation is called prarabdha. The third kind of karma is the result of the merits and demerits of the present acts. Agami extends over all your words, thoughts, and acts. What you think, what you speak, what you do, as well as whatever results your thoughts, words, and acts produce on yourself, and on those affected by them, fall under the category of the present karma, which will be sure to sway the balance of your life for good or for evil in your future development. The Theosophist, Vol. X. P. 235.54, 157 Sri Sankashayas Tatwabad, Question 34. 2. Sankita. The actions formerly done, serving as seeds to grow the countless births. The store of former actions preserved. Ibid, Question 35. And 3. Prarabdha. The actions of this body, i.e. birth, which give pleasure or pain in this life alone. Ibid, Question 36. The Theosophist, Vol. VIP. 170.55, 158, Gita, Svi, 13, 14, 15. These 5 essentials of karma are divided into 2 groups in the Mahabharata. -1, man's present action, including the first 4 essentials, and 2, the result of his past action, which forms the 5th essential. At the same time it must be remarked that the result of human existence is not the work of a day, or even a cycle. It is the aggregate sum of actions committed during innumerable previous existences. Each action may in itself be as slight as can be conceived, like the minutest filaments of cotton, such that hundreds of them may be blown away by a single breath. And yet, as similar filaments when closely packed and twisted together form a rope, so heavy and strong that it can be used to pull elephants, and even huge ships with, so the articles of man's karma, however trivial each of them may be in itself, would yet by the natural process of accretion combine themselves closely and form a formidable pasa, rope, to pull the man with, i.e. to influence his conduct for good or evil. The Theosophist, Vol. VIP. 60.56 in its 7 groups, and of the individual monads. This in itself is a vast and intricate subject, and during the particular cycle of the earth globe can be divided into A. World karma. The 7 root races. Biracial karma, or the destiny and purpose of each root race. C. Subrace karma, for each subrace has its own destiny to work out. D. National karma. E. Family karma. F. Individual karma. All these different types of karma are intermingled and bound up in a manner inconceivable and inextricable to man. Even the adepts cannot untangle the mystery beyond that of the groups affiliated with them, while the koans of the higher degrees work with the karma of the larger groups, which are the aggregates of the lesser groups. All the lesser grades of devas, the army of the voice, on each plane, the lesser builders, and elementals in their myriads, work unconsciously, being guided and directed by words and sound. In this way vibrations are set up in the essence of the planes by the conscious builders. There is not much to be added at this point and the Deva evolution. Much that might be imparted is perforce withheld owing to the danger arising from superficial knowledge, unaccompanied by wisdom and the inner vision. There are 3 more points to add to the 4 already given, concerning primarily the relationship of the Devas to man in the future, and their closer approximation to him through the incoming type of force. This approximation, though inevitable, will not have for the human hierarchy results entirely beneficent, and before the true method of contact is comprehended, and the consequent association wisely utilized, much suffering will eventuate and much bitter experience will be undergone. When it is remembered that the Devas are, in their totality, the mother aspect, the great builders of form, and the nourishers of that which is as yet unable to guard itself, any return of man to a closer dependence upon the Devas is as if a full-grown man returned to the care of his mother, offering up his self-reliance in exchange for material benefit. The Devas are the mother of the form, but the self-conscious unit, man, should realize his independence of the form, and should follow the path of self-expression. This should be pondered on, for in days to come, when units hear and there contact the Devas, and inevitably pay the penalty, it may be helpful if the reason is understood, and man realizes his necessary separation from these essences in the 3 worlds. Approach between the 2 lines of evolution becomes possible on the plane of buddhi, but then it is an approach of 2 essences, and not an approach of the concrete to the essence. Man, while functioning in material, substantial forms in the 3 worlds, may not trespass across the separating line between the 2 evolutions. Only on the planes of solar fire, or on the cosmic etheric levels may contact be permitted. On the planes of the cosmic dense physical plane, our mental, astral and physical planes, disaster only results from contact. I have dwelt on this point, for the danger is real, and near at hand. The Deva evolution will, through the 7th ray force, have much to do with the transmission of prana to units of the 3 higher kingdoms of nature, and this easier transmission, from the etheric levels of the physical plane, will parallel a correspondingly easier transmission of spiritual, or psychical force from the 4th cosmic ether, the Buddhic plane. The results of this pranic transmission will be more healthy physical bodies among the sons of men. This need not be looked for at this time, and will only begin to be noticeable